And welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers Discussion. Today, focusing down there on the farm club. You've already seen this video, maybe 10 or 15 of you, but kind of butched it. I really butched it. I forgot to put the sound on, and that really makes it hard to enjoy a Dolynny TV video if you just have me on the screen not talking because there's no sounds. So, without further ado, let's actually get into this whole Bakersfield Condors celebration, because honestly it's not a mess like the Oilers season. Us up here in the NHL with the Edmonton Oilers and the Oilers Entertainment Group and all that, right, obviously all owned by the same group. Well, guess what? The Oilers, the NHL team, not going to the playoffs, 99% chance. Okay, we've kissed it away, good to go, whatever. So, where does that leave us? That leaves us maybe focusing a little bit more on Bakersfield. And I mean, a lot of us Oilers fans just seem to day-to-day, myself included, I try to keep up, but just day-to-day, it's hard to when you're millions of miles away from Bakersfield, California. However, you look at that and you talk about it, and all of a sudden you've got Bakersfield down there in the AHL, winning 3-2 last night, and going out there and clinching an AHL Calder Cup playoff spot. Okay, good to go. Right there, there's playoffs, boys. Playoffs. Let's go. Let's go. Right, obviously, for us Oilers fans up north, that's a hard pill to swallow, because our farm team going to the playoffs because they've got great players doing great things. We've got great players doing great things and not going to the playoffs, right? For us in Edmonton, guys, if you're tuning in from Bakersfield or the surrounding area, basically what I'm saying is it hurts us to not be going to the playoffs because we've got McDavid, we've got Draisaitl with 100 points each this season or more, and somehow that we're not going to the playoffs. That's just mystifying, but it is the way it goes in, well, if you're an Oilers fan. So let's maybe have a little bit of fun, and let's all give ourselves that shot in the arm of the good old Condors juice and talk a little bit about what the Bakersfield Condors did to make the playoffs this year. So let me go find that press release from the AHL.com. And here it is, the Condors heading to Calder Cup Playoffs. That's your headline. That's a damn good headline if I don't say so myself when you're talking about if you're a Bakersfield Condors fan. And Condors have clinched their first ever berth in the Calder Cup Playoffs. That's the sweet part about this. This is their first time ever in the Calder Cup Playoffs as the affiliate of the NHL Edmonton Oilers or as an AHL team in general. Remember the history of the Bakersfield Condors being an ECHL team prior to coming up to the AHL under the Oilers Entertainment Group. The Pacific Division leading Condors defeated San Diego on Friday night 3-2 to officially wrap up one of the AHL's 16 playoff invites. So we're leading the Pacific Division right now as we sit are the Condors, but that can change, right? It will be the first playoff appearance for the Oilers' top affiliate since 2015. So it's back to when we had the Oklahoma City Barons, obviously. And Bakersfield, which had a 17-game winning streak. Remember, we tried to live stream win number 18 when I could still live stream, but that didn't go according to plan as we lost it in that game. So, well, they had that streak, and then now they're 23-2-1-1 in their last 27 games. That's all right. We can't complain about that. 23-2-1-1 in the last 27. Get that through your head. And the AHL's 2018-2019 regular season ends April 14th. For more information and daily updates on the Calder Cup playoff races, check out the AHL Playoff Primer, so they'll have all that information right there for you. So, how do the Condors get to April 14th? Well, that is the march to the playoffs for them, and it goes against San Jose on the 30th. Then on the 2nd and 3rd, they play Manitoba up in Manitoba. So, guys, if you're an Edmonton Oilers fan in Winnipeg on the week of, well, April 2nd and 3rd, go to MTS Place and check out the Manitoba Moose playing the Bakersfield Condors. You won't regret it. San Antonio Rampage on that weekend, and then all of a sudden you go Tucson Roadrunners and Fan Appreciation Night against the Ontario Reign on April 13th, and then away in Stockton, and that's the way to the playoffs for the Bakersfield Condors this season. That's been, you know what, stellar for them, right? Like I mentioned, that crazy 17-game winning streak. But the more important part, and the part I've got to focus on, if I'm going to call myself the Edmonton Oilers guy on YouTube, how to focus on why this is so important to the Edmonton Oilers and Edmonton Oilers fans in general. Bakersfield, congratulations on the great year. We hope for many more. Obviously, keep you as an AHL affiliate and keep doing great things, because that means developing the kids on the farm, and that is kids like Tyler Benson, who has 61 points in 61 games. He's on a crazy point streak. He's almost averaging 2 points per game in that point streak. He's leading AHL rookies in scoring. And I mean, the guy's got 14 goals, 47 assists. So you want to talk about a kid who could potentially line up there with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, at least at the start of next year, just to see how it works. Well, guess what? That's an easy, cheap solution, especially for a kid scoring 61 points in the AHL. You put him aside 200-point scorers in the NHL this season. Oh, guys, no, don't even get me started. Cooper Marody, how important has he been to the AHL Condors, right? He started the year up in the NHL for bits and parts, and 57 points in 51 games. Can't underestimate how big and how good those numbers look. Gambardella and Curry, who are currently with our Edmonton Oilers at this point. Well, guys, no mistake in what they've been doing at the same rate, right? They have done the job in the farm club to earn the call up to the NHL. That's why they're there. How about 45 points for Joseph Gambardella and a big whopping 37 points for Josh Curry. Then you've got Patrick Russell, who saw some NHL time this year, 36 points in 48 games. Now, this is where it gets really stark contrast to the Edmonton Oilers season, because I'm going to read in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys. I'm going to read 4 defensemen in that pile of leading scorers. Logan Day, 57 games played, 34 points. Now, Callahan and Dave Gust, guys who are prototypical get-her-done farm guys, 31 and 30 points respectively. Ethan Bear, 29 points in 48 games. Cameron Hebig, 27 points in 59 games. Caleb Jones, William Legason, 26 and 25 each. Remember, Caleb Jones only 43 games on the year because he has played up in the NHL and had a couple of points up there as well. Then you've got Brad Malone, who had some points for us down there before getting called up, 24 and 41. Luca Esposito, I can't remember, I want to say it's Luke, 20 points. Then you've got Evan Poline, 19 points. Ryan Stanton, 19 points. The biggest disappointment, this team could be so much better if Kyler Yamamoto was scoring like crazy. He's only got 18 points in 27 games. Injuries have limited his time a bit, but seriously, Kyler Yamamoto's got to find a way to step it up if he's wanting to make the team next year. However, here you go. This is the number I want you guys to focus on. Shane Sterrett, 226 goals against average, 25 wins, 4 losses, 5 in OT or a shootout, 7 in OT or a shootout, and a 921 save percentage. Guys, if you can't win hockey games with that kind of goaltending, come again, because holy crap, that is some stellar net minding from a guy like Shane Sterrett, who was very responsible for that 17-game win streak. Then you've got Dylan Wells, who's averaging a 291 goals against average, 5-5, and a 990 save percentage. The other two, I don't even want to talk about, Montoya or Stuart Skinner. They've had rough goes in the AHL this season, though Stuart Skinner has been primarily focused in the CHL. So guys, that is the math heading into playoffs with a couple of games to go for our Bakersfield Condors. They have absolutely torn up, have great individual seasons, had great regular season, and now, do I think they are primed to win the Calder Cup? I think very much so, yes. I think this team can definitely go win a Calder Cup, especially when you consider Gambardella and Curry will get the send down after the Oilers season ends. They'll play a couple of regular season games in the AHL and go out there and clutch it up in the playoffs for the Bakersfield Condors. Guys, if you're a Condors fan, if you're from Baco, it is a good time to be a fan. Get to the rink, go every game and enjoy. If tickets are cheap, make sure to snatch them up. Don't be a fool. Guys, I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section below. I want to hear your thoughts, especially a couple of you that already commented on the video with no sound that went up earlier today. Guys, like I said, I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. I am up on out of here. Let's go Condors!